In the annals of human history, certain events stand as stark reminders of humanity's capacity for cruelty. Among these, the Armenian Genocide of 1915 remains a tragic, often overshadowed chapter. It is a story of immense suffering and loss, etched into the collective memory of a people. This catastrophic event unfolded amidst the tumultuous backdrop of the crumbling Ottoman Empire. The world was embroiled in the chaos of World War I, a global conflict that diverted attention and resources. Within this maelstrom, a systematic campaign of extermination began. Over 1 million Armenians, an ancient people with deep roots in Anatolia, were uprooted from their ancestral lands. They were subjected to forced deportations, brutal marches, and widespread massacres. Their lives were extinguished with horrifying efficiency. Many historians and scholars consider this atrocity to be the first genocide of the 20th century. It set a chilling precedent for the horrors that would follow in the decades to come. Its mechanisms and motivations offer a grim lesson. This narrative seeks to illuminate the darkness of that period. We will delve into its complex historical context, recount the unspeakable atrocities committed, and explore its enduring, painful legacy. It is a story that demands to be told and remembered. The early 20th century found the Ottoman Empire in a state of profound decline. Once a formidable power, it now faced relentless internal strife and immense external pressures. The empire was often referred to as the sick man of Europe. Within its vast, multi-ethnic territories, rising nationalism began to ferment. Diverse populations, including Arabs, Greeks, Assyrians, and Armenians, sought greater autonomy or independence. This burgeoning self-determination challenged the empire's very foundation. Armenians, a Christian minority, had lived in Anatolia for millennia. Their communities were vibrant, contributing significantly to the empire's economic and cultural life. However, their distinct identity made them vulnerable. As the Ottoman Empire entered World War I on the side of the Central Powers, paranoia escalated. The ruling Committee of Union and Progress, often known as the Young Turks, harbored deep suspicions. They feared potential collaboration between Armenians and the Allied forces, particularly Russia. This fear, coupled with an extremist ideology, fueled a sinister ambition. The Young Turk government envisioned a homogeneous Turkish state stretching across Central Asia. This pan-Turkish dream saw the Armenian population as an obstacle to be removed. Propaganda demonized Armenians, portraying them as an internal enemy. This dehumanization laid the groundwork for the atrocities that would soon follow. The stage was set for an unimaginable tragedy. The systematic extermination began with chilling precision on April 24, 1915. On this fateful day, hundreds of Armenian intellectuals, writers, doctors, and community leaders were arrested in Constantinople. They were subsequently executed, decapitating the Armenian leadership. This initial act of terror was swiftly followed by mass deportations across the empire. Armenians were forcibly removed from their homes, often with only hours' notice. They were told they were being relocated for their own safety. These forced removals quickly devolved into what became known as death marches. Hundreds of thousands of Armenians, including women, children, and the elderly, were driven on foot towards the Syrian desert. Their destination was often the desolate region of deafening, or. The conditions of these marches were unspeakably brutal. Armenians were deliberately deprived of food and water, leading to widespread starvation. Disease, particularly typhus and dysentery, ravaged the weakened columns. Along these routes, organized massacres became commonplace. Ottoman soldiers, gendarmes, and irregulars attacked the defenseless columns. They committed unspeakable acts of violence, including torture, rape, and summary executions. The scale of death was staggering. It is estimated that between 1 million and 1.5 million Armenians perished during this period. This figure represents approximately 2/3 of the Armenian population within the Ottoman Empire. The horrors were not hidden from the world. Eyewitness accounts from foreign diplomats, missionaries, and aid workers documented the atrocities. Their desperate pleas for intervention painted a vivid picture of the unfolding genocide. American Ambassador Henry Morgenthau Sr. famously described the events as a campaign of race extermination. His dispatches to Washington detailed the systematic nature of the killings. These reports stand as crucial historical evidence. Missionaries like Clarence Usher, who served in Van, witnessed the siege and subsequent massacres. Their testimonies provided harrowing details of the suffering. They risked their lives to aid survivors and document the truth. These accounts, often dismissed or downplayed by deniers, form an undeniable record. They speak to the deliberate intent behind the actions of the young Turk government. The evidence of a planned extermination is overwhelming. The world heard the cries, but the global conflict consumed attention. The sheer scale of World War I overshadowed the plight of the Armenians. This allowed the atrocities to continue largely unchecked. Even amidst the chaos of World War I, news of the atrocities reached the international community. Governments, including the United States and Great Britain, condemned the killings. Their diplomatic cables expressed outrage and concern. In a joint declaration in May 1915, the Allied powers denounced the massacres. They explicitly stated that the Ottoman government's actions constituted crimes against humanity and civilization. This marked a pivotal moment in international law. The term crimes against humanity was first used in this context. It was a direct response to the unprecedented scale and systematic nature of the violence. This legal concept would later form the basis for prosecuting war crimes. Despite this condemnation, the global conflict largely overshadowed efforts for justice. The war consumed the attention and resources of the major powers. Direct intervention to stop the genocide was deemed impractical or impossible. The Ottoman Empire was an enemy state, and its actions were viewed through the lens of wartime exigencies. This complex geopolitical situation limited the international community's ability to act decisively. Consequently, justice for the victims was largely unachieved during this period. The perpetrators of the genocide were not held accountable. This lack of retribution would have profound implications for future atrocities. The world watched, condemned, but ultimately failed to prevent the complete annihilation of a people. This failure remains a somber lesson in the responsibilities of the international community. It highlights the dangers of inaction in the face of mass atrocities. The Armenian Genocide irrevocably altered the course of Armenian history. Survivors, scattered across the globe, formed the modern Armenian diaspora. They carried with them the trauma and memory of their lost homeland. Today, vibrant Armenian communities thrive in countries worldwide, from the United States to France, Lebanon, and Russia. They are united by a shared heritage and the enduring pain of 1915. Their resilience is a testament to the human spirit. To this day, the Republic of Turkey, the successor state to the Ottoman Empire, continues to deny the term genocide. This denial is a source of profound pain and frustration for Armenians worldwide. It perpetuates a historical injustice. Turkey frames the events of 1915 as a tragic consequence of wartime conditions. They acknowledge deaths, but attribute them to disease, famine, and intercommunal violence. They reject the notion of a systematic, state-sponsored extermination. This official denial has become a significant issue in international politics. It strains diplomatic relations and fuels ongoing debates in parliaments and international bodies. The truth remains contested. Recognition of the genocide remains a central concern for Armenians worldwide. It is not merely a semantic debate. It is a demand for justice, acknowledgement, and respect for the victims. It is about validating their suffering. For Armenians, memory and identity are inextricably tied to the events of 1915. The genocide is not just a historical event. It is a foundational trauma that shapes their collective consciousness. It is a wound that has yet to heal. The struggle for recognition is a fight against historical revisionism. It is a plea for the world to acknowledge the truth of what happened. It is a testament to the enduring power of memory. The Armenian Genocide serves as a stark and chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred. It demonstrates how nationalist fervor, dehumanization, and state power can combine to unleash unimaginable horrors. It is a warning from history. Tragically, it set a precedent for future genocides, including the Holocaust. Adolf Hitler, when planning the extermination of the Jews, famously asked, "Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians?" This chilling quote underscores the danger of forgetting. Remembering this tragedy is not merely an academic exercise. It is crucial for preventing future acts of genocide and ensuring that past injustices are not repeated. History, unlearned, is doomed to repeat itself. The Armenian Genocide is not just Armenian history, it is human history. It is a universal story of resilience, suffering, and the enduring quest for truth. Its lessons transcend national boundaries. We are called to remember the victims, to honor the survivors, and to advocate for justice. We must ensure that their voices are heard and their stories are never silenced. Silence can be complicity. We must share this story, not to dwell on the past, but to illuminate the path forward. By understanding the mechanisms of genocide, we can better identify and confront its warning signs. Education is our strongest defense. Let the memory of the Armenian Genocide be a perpetual beacon. Let it guide us towards a future where such atrocities are unthinkable. Let it inspire us to champion human rights and dignity for all. If history is forgotten, it repeats itself. The Armenian Genocide is not just Armenian history, it is human history. Share this story, keep the memory alive, and join us as we continue exposing the world's hidden injustices. Subscribe to the Turkish Odyssey for more untold truths. Thank you for watching. See you in the next adventure.